I mean, all Eric did was basically clean up some dimensions to get it ready for the final print, which I still need to do. Wow, that's a bummer. Eric, what are you teaching them tonight?
Nothing.
Oh, cool. That's a bummer for them.
Sorry,
You
man.
get nothing. You in a bad mood?
Yeah, pretty much.
If you don't want to be here, man, don't worry about it. We'll cover. But if you want to hang out, just feel free to stay in the background. That's fine.
Yeah, I'll hang
I'll
out.
leave you alone. I think
No,
everyone's pretty much in a bad mood. I know that's how it is here. So,
yeah, well, I told you about my car. That's all.
yeah, cars.
I got to work anyway, so.
Well, there's somebody making money while they're here. Oh,
I'm really just making up time I didn't get. So.
You going into the actual file, Tyler, huh?
I haven't downloaded a new one since Friday, I think. So
well, that's fine. That's fine. You might as well just reroute this ductwork that we're talking about.
Yeah, Tyler, you looked at it, so you can run it quick. You know what's available.
I looked at it, but part of the issue is sprinkler lines are gonna. Like I said, Jason said it's possible the way you've got it. It's just where the sprinkler lines are that you can't see. You can't see it in Daleks, but it's already there in the field. Shit like that.
Are they sprinkler lines that can't step up and down? Are they mains?
I want to say they're mains, but I'm not sure, honestly. Not familiar.
Where they're located, probably.
All right. Yeah. Why don't you close all unopened inactive windows so that you close that current note thing? All right. That big, long purple duct that we drew at that angle, pick that and do an XX. So I think I owe you guys the quick section box. When you do XX, BX. What happens?
XX just kind of got weird on me, but BX works.
No, BX took it into the 3D view, and I was looking for you to take it into the full view.
It's not doing that for me.
All right, so go to your add-ins.
Yep.
And go. You see the auto section box, and there's an arrow down below. All right, see, no. Go back to that. Go back to that. You're going too fast. No. See that where the section box resize settings. What happens when you click on that? What's the matter with your mouse? You got problems? Click on that section box. That right there. Okay, cancel on that. We need to get back to the settings. Yep, do that one. I see that's going to quick auto section an object. How do you change that setting, Eric? Because that first time it came up and told him it was going to do it to the 3D view. And that's what you got to do to the.
Did you go underneath to the coin selection box? Tab down. Section box resize settings.
Nope, that only does the size around the object.
When I started using it, it always brought up. It asked me which view I wanted to go to, and it would allow me to set the dimension at that time. And then one time you said make it always go to the coordination view.
Well, no, a little bit different than that. Here's what I want you to do, Tyler. Go find your 3D views, and there's ones called coordination in the 3D views in the browser. Because this is just a very, but no, yep, 3D views, keep going. See the ones that say coordination? See the one that says coordination casino? Click on that, click again. I want you to actually click that 2 times slow so we can get the name of it. I want you to copy that name. Uh-huh. There you go. Now do a control C or a copy. Good. Now do a file new. Yep. Perfect. Love that consistency. It will benefit you one day. So what I want to do is I want to make a 3D view. So to make a 3D view, you just hit the house and it's going to make that 3D view. Now I want you to duplicate if you look in your browser, it's underneath 3D views. Let's hit that plus in your browser down in the bottom. See the 3D views, hit that plus, duplicate that view. Right?
With or without?
It doesn't have any details, so it doesn't really matter. And now rename that to what you have in your clipboard. All right. So now go to your auto quick section box and see what happens. Okay, so it's not going to do it again until he opens it up or some kind of setting.
He's got to have an element selected.
No, really? So go to your plan view. Go to that plan, that level 1. No, level 1. I don't want you in the mechanical file when you're doing it. Yep, draw something. Draw a wall. Anything. Select that object. Now go to your quick section, Eric says. All right there. That's the magic one to get to. So that was very good, Eric. So at the top, we want that to say Coordination Casino. All right?
Okay.
And then we say okay. All right. Now what we want to do is we want to write your shortcut key to be that when you hit XX, it's going to go to that auto section box.
Okay.
Okay. So in order to do that, what you got to do is go to your views. At the very end, that we didn't really go over this button much. That's correct. Go down to keyboard shortcuts. All right. So what we want to do is we want to do auto section box. Type in auto section box. Don't even look for it. It'll take you a year and a day. At the top, type in where the search button is. Yeah, that's great, but I want you to type in auto section box just like that because I think there's another one called quick. There you go. Quick auto section. That's the one we want to put the XX on. Right? So you go down to say perfect and you assign it and you're good to go now. All right?
So now it should work.
And it works now. So did everyone capture that? If anyone doesn't have their auto section box working, you should be able to go back to this first of this video and watch it again and try to walk through those exact steps. That's real critical. Okay? Now, the problem is in that model, we don't have any of the fire protection and we don't have any of the framing. Okay? Stop zooming so much. Stop zooming so much. You make people dizzy when you zoom too much. All right? I'm just letting you know for presentation purposes, a little zooming is good to give them their way around. But if you just keep going around and around, people will get vertigo from it. So I'm going to go back to my screen. So if you want to go to your other screen, I want to show you what I want you to do to your project. Okay?
Okay.
So if you're looking at my screen right here, this should be very easy for you to slide this offset right up this direction so that there's no longer that fire protection problem. You see how the fire protection is supposedly clipping it?
Yep.
Can you fix that for me?
I can try without seeing it.
You can see the fire protection's connection right to the left of it. So it is running inside of us.
That one right there. Yep. Now go to a top view. Yep, go to that top view. Now slide that thing up about 1.5 feet. Nope, don't grab those things. You got to grab the edge of the fitting. Grabbing those things would disconnect it from the duct that it's attached to. So do you see that how you now look for that? Perfect. Notice how that blue line was attached, so it meant you weren't moving it.
Yeah, didn't change the plane it was already on.
You got to be real cognizant of those things in order to make that, work.
Yeah.
So,
Same thing here, if I'm not mistaken, from when I looked at your screen.
no, let me share my screen back at you. Hold on. Oh, I lied to you. You are right. You are right. And slide him just not quite as far. You had more room on that last one. Don't slide him as far because we don't want to get into this framing, which you can't see.
Is that framing going to line up with that right there?
Well, they're going to have to come back. See, that's the whole reason I did this, was this allows them to only have to go back and modify these 4 frames. What they're going to have to do is they're going to have to build some bulkheads, sort of like you case an opening for a window or a wall penetration. They're going to have to case that open in order for you to be able to run your ducts.
Right.
Okay.
How does that look?
What is that?
I already moved it. How does that look?
Well,
It's clashing
I
up right now.
wouldn't be able to tell how much you moved it
Here,
because there's no real wall. But you're fine. You're fine. I'll take your word for it. Let's look at the next one.
Well, I just undid it. I was going to say because I was in that pipe below it, so I really can't move it much at all.
Because of the duct below.
Yeah.
That's correct. That's all the more you can move it is till it bumps into that duct below. And that will clear you.
It looks like just barely.
You're not seeing a good angle on it. That's where right now what you might want to do is just tap your XX and just look at that thing right there, that area. Stretch your top down.
Too far.
And that's because right now, yep, that actually gives you the perfect view. That is not hitting that purple duct, is it?
Nope.
Just barely. You can see air through there. Now, one of the things that you might want to do is if you go back to that auto section box, I think I have my auto section box to be 2 feet, and somehow yours is 15.
Yeah, I saw that the default.
Yep, make that be 2 feet or 1 foot. Perfect. And then let's try doing an XX again on one of them objects. And we'll see how good it looks. XX. 2 feet still a little bit big. Because we're jammed right up against the steel.
Right. I don't know how they're insulating that right there. Yeah.
Yeah, there's fire protection. But the goal is to actually have none of that blue line there. I think that's what I heard in the meeting. In other words, the engineers are willing to get rid of all that blue line. Now, if you want to take a look at my screen again, this one's going to be a little bit harder to see. But what happens is I pushed this FCU, which is what's feeding that blue and that purple. I pushed it so far into the room that it started to get into this soffit. This would all need to be pushed that direction some. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right, switch back to your Revit. Let's watch you do it. If you can find that FCU, nope, that wouldn't stretch the other way. Yep, no. How about you go back to your plan view, your mechanical composite plan view, pick the FCU and hit XX. You save yourself and all of us a little bit of watching time. There you go. There you go. Now do your XX. Now bring your cut plane to just below the steel or just below the roof. Look at this thing in plan view in that so that it says top in the appropriate manner. See now look at nope. Go back to that top view. Look in the corner. There you go. That's how it's supposed to be. So what we need to do is we need to move that guy over some.
So I need to bring it almost like right here.
Yeah,
Right.
well, you know what? Look at that from underneath once, like under isometric. How come I'm not seeing that, guys? Nope, I want to see that ceiling. Good. There's Mikey. Hey, Mikey.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, buddy.
All
Hey,
right.
Mike. Hey.
Buddy.
Whatever came from the FCUs, what'd they say? Did you talk about them at all?
No, because only person that joined was Paul. So I thought that was a waste of my breath,
All right, good enough.
unfortunately. So I'm hoping to do this again. Jason's supposed to be there tomorrow. So I'm hoping to catch him and go over those.
All right. Bear with me, Mike. We were talking about this is the FCU to the west side of the main entrance.
Gotcha.
Tyler, look at that from the bottom view. So it's got to be mirrored because that's why we draw a reflected ceiling plan, is because really everything gets mirrored when we would be looking up at it. What I want to try to show you guys is this. Is that Tyler? I'm going to go back to my screen.
Okay.
Okay, that doesn't make any sense what's drawn there because where I've put this, there is no diamond detail. Okay. You see that? You see these purple guys?
Mm-hmm.
They're not actually there. And the reason I say that is this is all supposed to be ACT. See all that purple grid work? No, that's not what's back to the project. I hate my back button. What I'm trying to argue through, and if anyone can see this, please help me, but I don't see that FCU should be hitting any kind of soffit right here. I'm gonna go back to your screen, Tyler. Take us back to your Revit. You see what I'm saying? If you orbit it a little bit, see, there's not supposed to be any pink transition. That hard wall, that chipboard ceiling. Yeah, blow them up both bigger, but I'd rather be seeing it from below. All right, right now, drag your box, your section box, a bunch north. See if there's a diamond pattern up there. Yeah, you're going to have to go a lot more than that. Yeah, you see that diamond pattern? According to the architectural model, that diamond pattern doesn't occur. Everybody with me? Mikey, especially?
It doesn't?
No, watch. I'm going to come back to my screen. This whole diamond pattern right here, it's only in the upper section. It's not in this lower section. This is all supposed to be ACT lay-in, according to what Tyler's got on his screen. Comments?
I got nothing.
Are you seeing it the same way I'm seeing it?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I had questions about those things and I think that's why I wasn't so concerned about the diffusers in those areas. I had questions about those triangles very early on.
Yeah, well, the diffusers tell the better story because if there was really a bulkhead there, you would have to put slot diffusers in there like you got north of that pink band. But you notice south of that pink band, you have lay-in diffusers.
Yeah.
So maybe we can save someone some money because Tyler's making it sound like they're about to frame that area and they're about to frame it wrong. And I don't see any meeting on our itinerary, Mikey, for tomorrow.
I don't either.
Okay, well, I don't know how you would want to address this. You could do a screenshot or two and try to hit Jair up. There's a major problem going on out there where they're trying to get us to jam that FCU. What I'm going to pull my screen back, Tyler. This is for this side here. Okay.
Yeah.
I was just trying to move this FCU out of this framing, but this framing shouldn't occur. Now, what Tyler just did in his model is he just fixed this interference here and that interference there by sliding those offsets. Okay. So that's made it the most interference free. Now, on the other side, and this is the nasty section. This is where Tyler's telling me, oh, they got it all gypboarded in. Well, the only place there's really supposed to be gypboard is this little 8-foot section right here. Okay. This is all metal panel, which is not in yet. So it can't be hung. So they should be able to run this ductwork like this to this offset right here. No problem. But someone's going to need to cut these framing members. Now, like we talked about, the whole idea was really this blue duct shouldn't occur. You should be doing that with a couple transfer ducts to come back there. But until I get the engineers to give me that blessing, I want that thing to show. Looks like I don't even fit in. Yep, it would be hitting that guy. Well, Tyler, can you fix that for me? That means this blue duct here, I need you to bring that guy over and hug him tight to the purple duct. Let's see if you can find that. Actually make some changes. Actually do something. You remember what we're talking about? This is where it's a good idea to go to your plan view. Go to your mechanical composite plan view. All right, pan over to the other side. It's that blue duct. And actually, you could move it right here. So you could pick that thing, nudge, nudge, nudge over till you got just a little bit of room between the purple one. Keep going. Keep going. All right, maybe do an XX now and see if you're clear of that red piece of steel, because that should be showing in your model. I agree. Oh, would you send me a picture? Who sent me the picture? Is this Ginger?
I did.
How'd you overlay that with the purple blue stuff?
What?
There's a picture and it has some cyan lines on it.
It's Deluxe.
Oh, that's from Ginger.
No, it's from me.
How did you get it?
I sent it to both of you.
Oh.
That is right where you were looking. West side of the door right there in front of the door.
Yep. Yep.
Well, you're talking about the text.
Yes.
I'm talking about the text, correct.
My bad.
Blue lines.
How did you do that in Deluxe? With the augmented reality?
Yes.
Oh,
Oh,
you
good job.
are awesome, girl. You are awesome.
It's a little touchy.
It's a little touchy. Does it normally look better than that, or have you?
No, it's really touchy.
It's just really touchy.
That looks really cool, though.
It looks really cool because it's coordinating with the model.
Imagine how cool it would look if you were doing it while you were in the field in the areas.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know what I
thank
mean? Where you can see the actual walls in the background. When I do it in my garage, I can still kind of see the garage elements.
Yeah, well, I actually wish I could send you here. I'll do this. Let's see.
There's another one.
Ooh, that one's better.
Where's that from?
That's where the statue goes. Right
Yeah,
in the
but
middle of that.
that's where I'm saying we got to get a little bit better because we can show more information, like just our pipe or just that kind of stuff on top of what's built. So I need to understand a little bit more about that augmented reality. We need to get through those lessons.
I'm working on it.
Kudos, you did a good job. Did you clear that piece of steel, buddy?
A little bit.
That's all we need. That's all we need. That's all we need. And then I'm going to go back to my screen. Now, the other thing that we would probably want to do if we do have to put this blue duct in here is we would want to push both these ducts in this direction as far as we could. So we got them out of this framing because this framing here. So the question is, you think you can do that? Now, that's going to be a little bit trickier because it's going to decide how it gets connected up here into this FCU, which, you know, I don't know. There's multiple ways for them to do it. What you can see I did is I just sort of dropped in. So in order for you to do that, but here's where my problem came in. I guess you want to keep the FCU in the same location because you'll notice, you see my clearance box here? You see how I barely have enough room in that triangular shaped room. So what you need to do is you need to move this duct. When you move this duct, it's going to disconnect from this guy here. So we need to lengthen this guy here first. Then you can slide this duct. And the top one looks like it should just be a straight slide. So let's see if we can watch you do that, Tyler, if you'll go back to your Revit. Yeah, that's it. Look. Yeah, now remember the short piece, that little piece I need you to do first. No, Tyler, you don't want to always have to stretch in 3D. In this case, it's actually going to be easier for us to do it in the plan view. So I want you to pick that little piece of duct that comes out of the FCU. Come on, you can find it. Remember, you can tab. There's a couple ways to find it. You have to get the right one. Get the right one. You ain't getting it. How about picking down and low at the bottom of your page? There you go. That's it. And this time you would actually grab the grip handle. And you're going to want to make sure you stay in plane with where you are. That's it. Overshoot it a little bit. Perfect. Perfect. I like that. All right. Now you want to grab that big long purple duct. We want to zoom out just a little bit so we can see where it's making that angle at the back of the corner. There you go. And you're going to drag that guy parallel to itself, you know. All right. I like that. All right. Now you're going to grab that top blue one and try to take him down, hug right apart. I would probably keep it as far away as you did where on the vertical section. You see how you got about 8 inches between the duct as they go vertical? Keep that 8 inches between them. Uh-huh. And let me check those 2 offsets. I don't see any problem with those offsets. We don't have anything around there. All I need you to do is check that the mitered. Oh, you lost me. Yep, go to there. Where there's an angled piece of duct where you put that little 45 down at the other end of that thing. Nope, lower. I'm sorry. The angled elbow. Nope, in the corner. Keep coming. Nope, down. West. Yeah, that's the duct. Now go to the next fitting. That next fitting and hit XX and see it. Make sure you're out of the piece of steel that's up there. See, there's a piece of steel. See, you went a little bit too far right into that steel, didn't you? Do you see where I'm talking about? That red piece of steel? Tip it up, and you'll see it. Just rotate yourself, orbit yourself up. Look, you see that red piece of steel?
Sorry, I was muted.
You got to go north of that. So somewhere you want to go back to your plan view or in here, I don't care, but you're going to have to move both those a little bit.
Coffee truck. Oh my God.
What was that? Sounded like someone wasn't on mute whenever they were bitching at their drawing that wasn't doing what they wanted with the point cloud. You got to look at that at the right angle. Make sure you're looking right down that barrel, because if you hit steel, those Jason will tear you up. I think you got it.
I'm close, but I mean, I cleared it.
Well, I think you did great. Now, the only thing you could probably do is that one duct that we lengthened in the beginning, you could probably shorten him up. He probably doesn't have to be as long as you drew him. There you go. I need to get, right here, this guy. Good files, mechanical, plumbing, coordination, and download. Eric, when was the last time you uploaded the mechanical?
It would have been whatever night we were.
Friday night.
Let me look.
It says Tyler owns it. It says Tyler's last modified it. Tyler's working on it from the file.
No.
How is that? Your plumbing?
No, mine says July 26th, which sounds like when I did it. Yes.
So
I just,
why does it say last modified by Tyler Hardwick?
mine does not say that.
Oh, because I didn't have 5, maybe. Yeah, that would be fine. That's why. July 26th. And July 26th, was that, what day was that? Friday?
That was Friday night.
Is that the one? Is that the one Tyler had a copy of?
I doubt it.
You doubt it. Okay, good.
Why are the clouds missing? Please don't say the clouds are missing.
No. Because I want to print yours, but I want to post his. Does that make? I'm just trying to keep this straight. In other words, I had to download. I downloaded yours. Yours is prepared to print for the clouds. But what I want to do is I want to post my Monday night one from what he just did, because now we just got out of fire protection. Let me go back to my
Yeah, but if he doesn't have the updated information, then
we'll have to make these changes again.
okay.
And Tyler learns why he should always have a fresh download, like Ginger asked at the very beginning, which was an A+ question. I don't have the most recent version. Shouldn't I do that first, guys? And the answer is yes, you should always do that first.
When we're working this way, the most important 2 things you do is download the most current file when you get started, and when you finish, you post.
That's it. And we
Anything
need to
else is kind of whatever.
Yep. And even with that, you still do suffer losses. We've got to try to keep them to a minimum. So, Mikey, you still there?
I am.
Awesome. Let's get you with your other question that you got asked today. Let's see, 3D and move to cut. We'll pick this and we'll do a cut. Pull this down. It was about, I believe it's that one right there.
Yep, that's the one.
That one right there.
Yep.
You'll see that the ductwork comes down out of air handler 17, goes all the way down this direction, and feeds those two bathrooms. Let me show you that in a better view by doing a filter file and only looking at the mechanical. So you'll notice it comes down here, wraps down around, feeds this bathroom, drops out the bottom here, and feeds this bathroom.
Okay. That's not the question I was trying to ask, if that's what it sounded like.
No, I'm talking about the question Paul had for you. Where are the taps on these drawings? I don't see any taps for air handler 17.
No, I'm talking about in the circle up there.
In the circle.
Yeah, right above where that duct is, or right there. Yep.
Yeah.
So those grills right there, that's what Spencer was asking about, the diameter or the radius of those.
Yeah, well, he should figure that out. That's what the hell he's getting paid for. I'm guarantee you that one of your people would be glad to do it since they know how to do it. Right? See, because first thing I would be thinking is
Those grills are not our grills.
I know they're not. We don't even know what kind of grills there is right now. Hold on. Just watch what I'm going to do. Don't need to cut that. We need to remove the filter. You're talking about those grills right there.
Yes, sir.
These are set in a circle around here. We haven't built any grills like that. So that would be the other type of grill. Now, it doesn't look like the framing's allowed for that type of grill, but they're going to need to. But
Well, I
yeah,
think the only thing he needs there is the radius of that right there, because they're blowing down, correct?
those are blowing down, and it looks like they're, I mean, you do understand that when you're blowing down, you don't blow straight down, you blow at this angle, right?
Right.
Half that angle is going to get clipped by that that bar, that light bar.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
do not make the mistake. These stupid things here, it's an anomaly. You notice how those are not, they're supposed to be landing right on the corner of these yellow guys, but
Right.
because of how they're drawn in CAD. So what happens is he should put those in the radius from the files that he's received. I mean, the problem is you started doing his job for him. Now you're never going to end doing his job for him.
well, what files did Spencer receive?
I would assume he received a full set of documents. I mean, they were supposed to come up with those radiuses a year ago.
Gotcha. Yeah, because nothing's changed over here, correct?
Nothing.
Okay. Yeah, he was just hoping for, to figure out as far as what count that we needed on there and the radius. But if nothing's changed over there, then
The only issue I have is without us building this type of grill correctly. See, we haven't built this diffuser with a bottom mount grill.
okay.
That's where the vendor's supposed to remember Dan saying, oh, yeah, the vendors are going to do all these construction drawings for us.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have a problem getting that for you for Spencer. I think that'd be a great thing to run over in a class to try to figure out. We'd have to build another diffuser, and then we just have to fucking pull the dimensions off of it. But you're going to have to decide if that's what you want to do, because then if it's the wrong radius, you know who burns, right? They're not going to come save you and say, well, I appreciate you doing the job for me, but it was wrong, so now you're going to pay for it.
Yeah, no kidding.
Right?
Well, that's kind of what we were telling them, that nothing's really changed there, so those should be, the same as they've always been. But
Correct, which they never probably figured out what they were. They were going to go back and do that at some point.
right.
I just am very hesitant for
I'm
you
with
to
you.
for you to decide that.
Right.
I mean, the
I
way
get
I
it.
look at it, the framing guys need to read the drawings and frame the slot in the right location, and his diffuser needs to fit in what they are building for that slot, which is supposed to be a continuous slot.
Right.
I don't think it's the end of the world, but the one I was trying to get you for is Paul wrote an email to me and you about air handler 17. It comes down here, right here's where it drops. It
I'm
feeds this
sorry. I didn't look
bathroom
at that.
and it feeds that other bathroom.
Gotcha.
That's all I wanted you to understand was what it was feeding.
I'm with you. Okay. I didn't look at that yet.
Well, when you look at it tomorrow, then you'll have that. You can answer and just say, I don't know what you're talking about. It feeds, like I said, mechanical.
I
It's
gotcha.
it's
He's
this
thinking
guy
we
right
missed
here.
something, but it just goes to the bathrooms. Okay.
Goes to
Perfect.
the 2 bathrooms.
Okie dokie.
See, they're probably looking for it to have some kind of taps up here
Right.
to feed something in this area. But what it does is it feeds the wings of those bathrooms north and south of the elevator lobbies.
Perfect.
All right. How much time did I waste on that? Oh, far too much time.
Sorry.
Let's draw. No. Don't be sorry, because I think it's beneficial. Because first of all, Tyler, kudos. You actually did work. Okay. Because I wanted to represent to them what was going to happen in that front area. Okay. I wanted to show that, look, I can be a team player and I can solve some of these interferences I created. However, we discovered this one here. This is ridiculous because this isn't supposed to be there. But we solved all of this nasty problem over here, right? We solved all that. We pushed ourselves right down into this gap. We only have to change 3 or 4 framing members, which they should actually be able to do with the chipboard hung already. All they're going to do is basically, let's see if I pick this and I picked that face and added a cut. All they're going to do is put a new stud right about here and bridge across those 2 framing members on the front and the back to allow that ductwork to go across there. And this should be the only chipboard that's actually installed. This is some kind of lay-in ceiling. So, Tyler, I would disagree with you. I saw what was in Ginger's pictures. They should be able to accomplish this. Okay, but that's not my fight. I've run out of give a fucks. I just really have, which is great.
Oh, I get it. I'm just telling you what the guy that's going to hang it's telling me.
Yeah, no, I get that too. And in honesty, you know, I will tell you, fire protection guy is going to have a shit fit when he realizes that he needs to cut this out, take all of this run right here out. What he needs to do is come north of there and then back down. It can be done. Okay. I'm willing to bet, just like I was willing to bet that they didn't have the round diffusers, which at least 5 people told me that they had the round diffusers. I think Ginger was 1 and Tyler was 2 and Mikey was 3. And I heard it from the field a couple times. Listen, I'm not going to argue. What's going to be is going to be. We found out they didn't have the diffusers. You're going to find out they're going to put that FCU there, and they're going to put the other FCU, or move that red cut right over here. Now, the thing to remember is you got to be very careful, because that FCU, it can fit in that room, but you got to be cognizant of this clearance box for them to get access to it. Plus, the ceiling will need to be lowered. Now, most of that's going to be done as field changes, because as I see it, you are not getting any more architectural or engineering updates. So, now, not to be confused, it was fortunate that we could sidetrack on all that stuff, and I think we've already proved that this is a valuable meeting tonight. So thank you everyone for joining. But Ginger and Tyler, should we take a week off so you guys can draw a little bit? So you can, I mean, or do you want to draw in the class? Because what I'd hit you up with is that you guys, I wanted to see if you could draw some duct and some pipe. And that's what I was actually going to do now is say, Tyler, pull up your garage and let's draw some pipe or some duct, whichever one you want to do. Do you guys want to try to have Tyler draw, or do you guys want to try to have some homework time? Should we take a couple nights off so that you can actually draw? Tyler's got his screen. Oh, I see screen movement on Tyler. Are you ready to draw?
I can draw.
Save that project.
I was gonna say, are we gonna go with this or with Eric's? Because
I have Eric's. So all you need to do is save that and post it. And I got control of that. The rest of that will be on me. Don't worry, I can juggle these balls. Eric, I will be posting yours back up to the file, but I just want this to be represented for the Navis export tonight. So if you made a, oh yeah, you were going to go into your project. Project 1. I love you. Tyler, I love having Project 1. That's what I always name my job. Still, I'm like a month in that this job was named Project 1. Which that's something that else that we could cover. I just think it's high end still until we get through all the commands. I was actually going to say I could show you how to clean up those files like I was doing, just so you know, Mikey, I am still cleaning up the electrical file from 2 o'clock this afternoon.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's how long it takes. The file is 1.4 gigabyte. It is a terrible file. So, Tyler, get yourself into your oil project.
all right, I was letting that upload real quick.
It'll upload on its own. We don't all need to watch it. We want to at least get some value out of this. Ginger, I would open up a new file so that you could try to draw a pipe as he's drawing the pipe. You don't want to share your screen, that's fine. Even if you're running a trial, that's fine. Just try to draw the pipe so that you can get the same effects. You got it open in another place. You got another copy of Revit running with it open in that other copy of Revit. Yep. All right. So in order to draw pipe and duct, and I'll be honest with you, we talked about this before, an engineer like would be working on this project would be the one to actually be putting the duct and the pipe in. They don't draw the duct and the pipe. What they do is they connect two objects. So that means that the first job, and this would be great for someone who's watching from an MEP firm, your goal is not to draw the duct and the pipe. Your goal is to put the air diffusers in and put the mechanical equipment in, and then connect those two pieces of equipment. What you gonna do? Draw the sump pump?
Yep.
That's a good spot to start.
Well, that doesn't look right.
No, but you probably lengthen the slab. Now the neat thing here, go to that view right there. Stop at that view. If you drag that wall and slide it, everything will fix itself and it'll actually pick up that edge. Most people would. Can you feel it? There's going to be a sweet spot. If you don't get the sweet spot, it's because you're looking at the wrong angle. There it is. It was there. There
Right
it is.
there.
Yep. And what you would find is it actually lined up right with the floor slab. So you can see your sides are not correct either.
Yeah. Well, I kind of did that on purpose.
That's fine. That's fine.
No.
So if you're going to draw a sanitary system, how do you start? Well, see, that's where what you want to do is first you want to put in a floor drain, and then you want to draw that pipe from that floor drain. Okay. So even though they got duct and pipe up there, that's actually the wrong way to go. What you want to do is put in your plumbing equipment. Is there a plumbing equipment? Plumbing fixture, they call it. Right? Now you would load a family because you see they're only going to give you 3 families that aren't worth a darn. Go down to the plumbing. You can try it. No, not going to be on water heaters. Dry fixtures, drains, floor drain. Oh, a 2D floor drain. Thanks, Autodesk, for nothing. That's because you went into the architectural. Hit escape and do load family again. Well, there you go. See how you went into architectural? No, you don't want to go in the next one up. See where you went into architectural? You got to go into the MEP, then into fixtures, then into drains, then into floor drain. And see, this thing is going to be something you can work with. Any experienced Revit user would be rolling in his grave watching you do all this in 3D. Put it in there. All right. See, now what happens is that family has you ain't going to be able to see it. You ain't going to be able to see it. Now, what I typically do when I'm going to be trying to draw my drains and my pipes and all that stuff is I try to make my architecture transparent. Okay. So let's do that step first. That's where we do a VB. And we go out to filters. There's no doubt a lot of people would say you could have set the transparency there, but watch what we're going to do. We're going to add edit new. Yeah, that's good. Edit new. We're going to write a new filter. So down there's a little new piece of paper with a little orange corner on it. Perfect. Call this thing architectural themes or architectural objects. That's fine. You're good. You're good. And okay. Now let's go get our floors, our walls, our slabs. Yeah, sure. I forget if you draw. Yep, there you go. You got the idea. You got the idea. You're trying to get all these architectural things so that you can see through them. That wouldn't be beam systems, but that's fine. Beam systems not something that shows. Keep going up some more. Let's say that's enough for right now. Say okay. Now add that filter.
Hey, Brian.
Yes.
When you're in the never mind. You're doing it differently.
And okay. See, now you can sort of see through that stuff, right? So now we can see to draw that damn floor drain. See, you should be able to pick on that floor drain. Now, to draw this floor drain upside down would probably lead you to a bad process. So let's get this in isometric. That's looking at it from the top. You edited that. There you go. Yep, dizzy I am. Keep clicking. You must be a gamer, buddy. You must be a gamer because I ain't never seen someone move so fast around the model. Now let's try this. Pick on that floor drain right now. You see the blue little thing that looks like a trap? It looks like a set of pipes when you picked on that object? Not that. Not that. Nope, the one that's the one. Pick on that. And that's going to start to draw that thing. Now, I'll tell you, you can't start by going sideways. You have to go down some first. So up in the middle elevation, find up in your speedometer area where the middle elevation is. Change that to -2 foot. Listen very closely. Don't go fast or you go down to your screen. Back up to that apply button. Back up to the apply button. And hit apply. And now it drew that piece of pipe. You got that a little bit out of order. Did it draw a piece of pipe out of there or not? Check me on the bottom. Yeah, it drew it. Why are we not seeing it?
It's there.
I know why are we not seeing it normal? Because it's in the wrong mode. Now you can do an escape and pick that pipe. Pick that pipe. And you can click on its blue dot on the bottom and say add pipe. Right click on it. Draw pipe. It's very important that you understand that clicking on that blue dot or right clicking in another spot or switching yourself to a side view, some of it you can do and some of it you can't. This is why I wanted you to practice drawing. Get it? So you can say, what am I doing wrong? And part of what you're doing wrong is Mike and I, and probably Eric and Misty, we would all be drawing all this pipe in plan view. We wouldn't be flying around a 3D view thinking that that's the way it's done. So you need to make yourself a view, right? Why don't I see it here?
Cut planes.
Cut planes probably not low enough. You click once in white space. There you go. View range. You just passed it. There it was. There it goes. There it is. You got to go below the floor, right? This is sanitary line going to be below the floor. And the bottom one needs to be lower than that or you get that freaking annoying, the bottom view depth. That one there needs to be lower than the one you just typed in. Okay. Still not seeing it. What else could it be? VV. Oh, there you go. Your damn thing is right on top.
Yep.
And that's where you would typically do most of that drawing from. Is from a plan view.
Okay.
Well, the problem is you got that little stub of pipe down below there that you're not seeing. You've already got it in there. Yep. Try that. Yep.
Nope.
Well, draw pipe again. That's because you are drawing it at -2 feet from level 0. You should be seeing it. Yep. Now it says that auto route's not working correctly. That was going to put 2 pieces of pipe on top of each other. No, what did it do? I don't know what that's actually doing, Tyler.
I'm not sure because it's acting like it's working, and then you click to finalize, and it just.
If you were to pick on that piece of pipe right here in this view, no, don't. All right, I'll tell you when to orbit. Don't you orbit anymore. Pick on that blue thing, the little crosshairs at the bottom, and say add draw pipe. Now you can head in a direction, and it'll draw that pipe. Why does it think slope is off? You've got to have 2 pipes or something there. Delete that piece of pipe. Right. Now, go back into your plan view, your level 0 view. Now say draw pipe. No, don't do it that way. Don't do it that way. Escape. Hit systems and draw pipe. And snap to the center of that and then go to the east. Now go to the east. Watch, it's going to work. See, it worked. What's going on with that temporary hide in your 3D view? In your 3D view, you have your blue around the outside edge. All right.
I'm not sure.
Do a BV. And you see, the thing is you have to be like investigating. Well, I wanted to see if your pipes and your plumbing fixtures are being drawn. Were you clicking on it when you did that? I don't understand. Your click sequence must be off. Go back to that level 0 and let's try to draw that pipe again. Yes, click.
Let's click.
And then go a little bit and click.
Click.
Now go down a little bit and click. No. Oh, I know why. I know why. We already talked about this. But it's really good because we talked about this on Friday. It's because you don't have a pipe style. If you pick that pipe and say edit type, it doesn't give itself any elbows. No, hit escape. Edit type. Edit type. Routing preferences. You don't have any pipe. See the elbows? None. T's, all. None. Junctions. You don't have any of the families loaded. This is what I told you happens to the architects all the time. They can't draw a piece of pipe because they don't have a pipe style. Do you follow me?
Yeah.
Okay. So open up go ahead and cancel out of everything. So this is where, in the real world, the average person says, I can't use this MEP Revit. This is junk. Let's see how easy it is to fix this. It's not going to allow you to draw that second piece. It doesn't know how to put an elbow on.
Yeah.
Understand? That's what I'm trying to drive home to you. So what I want you to do is I want you to open up your mechanical file that we were just working in. Yep, you can open it right there. It actually had the thing to tell you what it was. When you went to that file, there's a list of recently opened projects. Okay, that could have been another way to open that thing. I typically don't like to lean on it. I prefer the way that you did. So kudos on that.
Yeah, if I don't know where it is and the handicap doesn't work.
All right, now go back to level 0. So we're back in our project, the one that was no good. Now what I want you to do, you can go ahead and delete that pipe. That thing is junk. All right, so we're going to get a little bit onto the manage tab right now. The manage tab. And there's going to be one on there that says transfer project standards. All right, now I don't know why. You notice how it's calling that mechanical file. That's good. That's what we want to do. Is we want to steal the pipes types and the pipe styles. No, I need you to say check none, because this is the mistake that everyone makes. They transfer all that stuff and they mess up theirs. Not pipe sizes. We need pipe types and pipe system types. Okay. One is going to be the type of pipe. That's the routing of it. One is going to be the system of pipe. So now you're going to have sanitary and grease and all those other ones. If you hit OK.
Okay.
And OK, it's just telling you both projects have a generic material named Fauché, overwrite or new only. I don't care. All right. So now when you go to a pipe, underneath there, look, you got all the different types of pipe types that were done in the project that you had opened. And what were those pipe types probably drawn as? Is there a scroll? That's all we had in there?
That's it.
Oh, you know why?
Mechanical only.
Because you took it from the mechanical, not from the plumbing file.
Yep. Do you want to do the same thing to plumbing?
You could do the same thing for plumbing and get those plumbing types. Don't even do that. Don't even do that, because it's going to be good for you to realize, because a lot of times when we get files from the engineers, they're the wrong pipe types. So let's just draw, but now not use a pipe type default. Use any one of those guys. That's good. Snap. Now you should be able to draw and snap. And now you could draw another line and you would find it just connected that up and into the thing. Using that pipe type, which was a stainless steel long welded radius. That's what the pipe type does. Now, what system did you draw it on? So that's the system is not that. If you scroll down a little bit on the properties, there you go. You drew it as a sanitary system. Okay. These two are really hard to understand when you're barely understanding plumbing in the first place. The one is what kind of fluid is running through that object. He can't stop clicking his mouse, can he? He is a good driver, man. I can talk and he can drive. We make a hell of a team. So what I want you to do is I want you to turn that to green, would you? Make it so your sanitary pipe is green.
I was gonna say I don't remember.
You don't remember because we never went into it. It's not going to be under pipe types.
He told you to think about it, I believe. Are you trying to get the color of the pipe, Brian?
Yeah, we're trying to get the color of the pipe. He's getting there. Just give him a second.
No. I remember us talking about that at one point.
Ginger, do you have any idea? Are you drawing with us?
Yeah, I'm drawing, but no, I have no idea.
You have no idea. All right. So think of it this way. When Dustin or someone is going to run copper pipe, Propex, whatever the hell they're calling it, they might run different fluids through there. That's why the one is the pipe type. That's like what kind of fittings it's getting, what kinds of elbows. The other is what is actually flowing through it. Those are all good places, but you ain't even close. So go ahead and close out of that. Now, what you need to do, go on your browser down to find pipe system types. Underneath families. Yeah. There you go. And guess what? Look down. See that sanitary one? So if you double clicked on that sanitary at the top, changed it. Nope, that was it. You had it. Color. Now, if you zoom in, you're going to see the lines are green. Zoom in.
Kind of.
Oh, no. The lines are green. If you notice, the elbow's gray, but the pipe is black. Because that stuff is being picked up by the material of the pipe type, which whoever did that ought to be just punched in the face. That's the trick right there. You got it. And now what I always do is I go down to my default. Nope, you're changing the acoustical tile. So you're changing the color of the acoustical tile 24 by 24. What you need to do is scroll down to default, DEF. Nope, you scroll right past it. Duplicate the default. Call it sanitary. I usually call it pipe sanitary. Pipe domestic cold. Pipe cold domestic hot. So that all the pipe materials get in the same location. Yep. And then that would go to a green. And you did it. That's it. That you don't, the appearance one, you don't have to do. Look at the material. You didn't apply the pipe sanitary. Is that what you typed in, sanitary waste?
No, I just did sanitary. It didn't save it at all.
You hit
because
a
I
skid.
closed
You
instead
hit
of a code.
Yep, that's right. But you'll notice I already have one down there, pipe sanitary waste, and you would find that that material would then turn your pipe that green. One is for the outside edges of the lines. One is for the inner one. And I'll be honest with you, this video alone, a lot of people would be interested in that because most mechanical people don't know how to make that happen. They don't understand that you can apply that material to the pipe system. What you looking for?
Something like a waste tank, if they even give one.
They don't. Everybody should be laughing in unison because the families are the frustration with Revit. I'll show you a good way that you can sort of search that a little bit better. Just go to that load family again. All right, go up a folder or two. If you go up to the Imperial, that's really the best spot. All right, now just right click on one of those folders and say open. No, on the folder. It's got to be on the folder. Open. That's going to open an Explorer window that's in there. Now you could take that guy up to US Imperial. Now you could go up into the top bar where it says search US Imperial, and you could type something in like a tank. There are a couple tanks. You see how we did that? Now, if you just take that guy, now, if you go back to your Revit, you got to close that one window. You got to cancel on that one window. Don't. That window right there, cancel. Then open your Explorer window back up. Nope, cancel that. Now, show me your Explorer window.
Right here.
Yeah, but now you got to push your other window down, and you just drag that tank, and you drop it right on your project, and you would be ready to drop an expansion tank in.
It's so tiny.
Because it's a 2-gallon inline expansion tank. It's supposed to be tiny. What did you do? Did you just scale it up?
I was hoping it got a little bigger than that.
Oh, you got a bigger tank. Nice.
Yeah.
But the thing to understand is it's got the wrong system attached to it. Okay. That tank is, however it was created, let's see what it actually wants to draw. If you notice, there's not that little trap symbol to draw out from it. It's zoom into it a little bit. Well, we can't see what it is. It's probably got 2 connections. Do you see at the top where it says connect into? Contextual? Yep, that's it. Now it wants you to pick that other pipe. Nope, just pick that pipe. And watch what it's going to do. That's the proper way to draw a pipe. See, we draw our main, and then all the things that tie into it, we just go connected to, connected to, connected to, connected to. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, moral of the story is most pipe is not actually drawn. It's actually created as a system. And by all means, it can then size as well. Now, you'll notice that your pipe that you were drawing was 2 inches. Yeah, it didn't like that because you can't move it up. You have to move that first up. Now you can move your tank up. Watch. Go move your tank now. Now you can move it up, but you can't eat that piece of pipe. If you move it up so high that it eats that piece of pipe, that's what that notice was telling you. Hey, you moved it up too far.
It's a big wall for such a tiny tank.
Yeah, well, when we're first learning, I think you're doing good. I think you're doing good. You're getting the clicks down. I need you to play with the parallel pipes as if you're running 4 different. You know how we run that. The hot chilled water supply, the chilled water return, the hot water supply, the hot water return all together. I want you to play with that a little bit. I want you to put some equipment in here, and I want you to get some dimensions, which is actually good. I mean, it's almost 9 o'clock. We're not far off. I wanted to get so much more covered But I'll be honest, we covered a lot on the project number one, and you really did do some good moves. You're catching on. You need to put a speed bump in front of your mouse though, because damn, you are fast with that thing. Ginger, I'm hoping you're not now. I'm hoping you're the good one because Tyler's going to be incorrigible at this race. Question.
I just look everywhere all the time.
Do you guys want to take tomorrow off and then use tomorrow and Wednesday to try to draw a little bit on pipes? And we'll try to wrap up on pipes on Thursday. I really want you to try to draw several pipe systems using several pipe types. And don't be afraid to steal them from the casino job because quite frankly, the types that are out there stink. The funny part is you would find if you did a draw pipe right now, go ahead and do a draw pipe right now. Change that to be the chilled water. They go down a little. Nope, don't draw yet. My man, I can't even slow you down. Change the system to be my chilled water return. Scroll up. There you go. Now draw. Don't connect to anything. Just draw a brand new fresh pipe. And what you're going to find is he's already got the colors and everything for them. The pipe systems that you've stolen from my project actually work on your project. And you see, that's where I'm saying, if we create a library of this stuff and give it to people, it would quickly become an industry standard because none of these MEP guys really know how to draw pipe worth a darn. And you're going to find that very quickly because in doing BIM coordination for jobs, remember what I told you, you're not really even going to be drawing pipe. What you're going to have to do is try to get the pipe that the engineer drew to fit in the building. And that's a tall task. Because when they draw the pipe, all they're trying to do is connect from the one object to the other. And they're not thinking about the structure. They're not thinking about fire protection. They're not thinking about framing. They just are telling you it needs to be 2 inch from this object to this object. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So try to draw. Try to get a little bit of clicks in so that the next time we get together, you got a couple questions for me. I hate that I have to assign homework, but it's really what it's gonna take to get to this next level. Because and what I want you to be cognizant of, go ahead and hit escape 2 times and go to draw pipe again. What I want you to realize is, do you see how you're drawing at -2 feet? If you want to change the elevation, you just type it in as you're running. If you want to change the size, you can change the size as you're running it. And then the set of buttons on the other side that say justification and automatic connect, ignore those 2, but the inherent elevation is very important. Inherent the size and what the offset is going to be. Is it going to be a vertical or is it going to be a slope? And then your last 3 buttons are, if that's sanitary line, it's got a slope, and it's got a slope of probably 1/4 inch or 1/8 inch. That's what I want you to try to practice a little bit to see if it makes sense to you and if you have questions. Of course, you got that set for 20 minutes. You see how it sloped it?
Yeah, every
And
30 minutes.
I will tell you, and Mike will tell you, and Eric and Misty will all tell you, slope pipe is extremely difficult. That's why I want you to try to draw it so that the things that I show you are more of revelations other than, wow, I've never drawn a pipe, so I don't know how hard it could be. Does that make sense?
Brian, do vertical pipes still have a hard time catching the slope? Like if they get that bad slope on them?
Yep. Once you've made a vertical, had a bad slope, from there on, your life is going to be miserable. You'll notice that if you pick one of those sloped pipes, Tyler, that the 1/4 inch actually shows right there. You could do things like you could change that to say -1/4 inch. -1/4, or just put the minus in front of it, and it would slope it in the opposite direction. The number at the end of the line, the two lengths at the ends of the pipe, those you can change as well. I'm not sure what you're doing.
A lot of times, Tyler, if pipe hasn't been drawn sloped, then you need to slope it. You'll grab one end of it, drop it down a little bit, and then put your slope degree in. Did he slope all those?
No. He was trying to, but the slope was so great that it was eating the pipe, and then it was warning them that it was eating the pipe.
Oh, okay.
So he wasn't actually getting anywhere. And then you just keep ignoring that. You ignore that annoying message that comes up, and you just say cancel, and then you didn't actually do anything.
And now I can't click on anything, and all my buttons went bye-bye.
You remember that? Multiple pipes that you tried, and you got those 4 pipes down at the bottom?
Yeah.
Let's try that a different way. Go back to that thing. No. Just zoom out just a little bit. Okay. Now, go to the system. Parallel pipes. Notice that I can do it 4 horizontal rows and maybe put a 2 in the vertical rows. Now I go click on the screen one time. Now I go down to that pipe. No, wait. Go to the vertical section of the green pipe. All right, where's the vertical pipe in there? Which one's vertical? The one that goes up and down. Now hit tab. No, you click too fast.
You want him to do more clicks.
Well, there you go. Now you just run all of those pipes in that way. But you see the way you did it the first time, you just got the pipe, and then you would have to do it again, and then you would have to clean it up. This is why it's beneficial for you guys to draw some pipe. What you should be doing is probably tabbing on those and picking that all run, right? And that's all I want you to practice. I mean, you shouldn't have to do that on the screen. But Tyler, I do appreciate you doing it on the screen, because if I do it, everything's going to look easy. But I think Tyler did a very good description of this can be a really shitty piece of software. It won't be by the time we're done on Sunday. Okay? I still think we've covered a lot of ground. Thursday, I want to be done with the pipe stuff. I need you to get a little bit of homework time in. Please. Just an hour. Ginger, deal?
Deal.
All right. Be prepared, because Mike may come back to try to get Spencer that information on that diffuser, and we might want to do a daytime session while you're in the trailer of what that diffuser looks like. If you want to do a little bit of leg work, maybe you and Mike can sort of iron out what that diffuser from the submittal looks like. Have you done that yet, Mike?
Nope.
Do you want to not do that, or do you want to try to help Spencer out?
Well, I don't want him, pinning me to the wall as far as if all this stuff doesn't work out and fit. But
I wasn't trying to scare you away from helping people.
Well, I know, but
warn you, because they will stick it in your back as soon as you help them.
Right. I mean, I need to go back and pull up the the original submittal or the data sheet that was sent. And I haven't even looked at that in so long. I don't even know where it is anymore. Somewhere in my email. But I mean, I'm coming up with a 19-foot radius ultimately for those, and 29 louvers. But I probably need to do a little bit more homework before I do much more. Before I tell anybody anything.
All right. Fair enough. You can do your homework then too. I'm going to go ahead. I still got probably about 3 hours to print this thing and to post that file. Tyler, you did put it up on the Google Drive, right?
It should be. It says upload complete.
All right, then we're good to go. We're good to go. You guys have a good evening. I'd be glad I didn't waste this stream on trying to show you the print. Matter of fact, why don't I just open that can of worms? If you go back to your Revit real quick. Oh boy, yeah, I hate when you do that to us with that single screen. If you go up to File and to Plot, I think it's Plot, or is it Print? Print. And then print another print. That print at the top. Yep. All right, Microsoft Print PDF is not going to work. You're not going to be able to get the sheet sizes that we use. So if you don't have Bluebeam and you don't have Adobe, that you don't own them, we're going to need to get some way for you to print stuff to a PDF so that if you were to draw a house or something for someone, you can make the PDF so that other people can read it. Understanding that if all we have is Revit, we have no way to communicate with other people. In order to communicate with other people, we have to put it in a file type that they can understand, or they can take to a printer and print. And that is generally a PDF. My recommendation, you can find a free PDF writer. I think the one that I use is Cute PDF, CUTE PDF. You guys should all download that because everyone should be able to print what they're working on to PDF. Okay? Try to do that as homework too, but that needs to be done for the end of the week. And then I can show you how to print. See, because right now, Tyler, if you go to the settings where it says setup, it says settings, default, setup, very bottom. Oh, no, setup, the word setup. There you go. You see where it says paper size? Up, letter. Yep, that's the one. You only have those couple paper sizes, and those are for like small sheets of paper. And you all know from being in the trailer that we have large pieces of 24 by 36 or 30 by 42. We have big pieces of paper, and that stupid Microsoft Print only has small paper. That's why you need to download something that has large paper so that you can actually print a blueprint out. Fair enough? Any questions on what we covered? Sorry it didn't go smoother than I had hoped, but I do appreciate you guys being here because I think the things we covered, they are valuable to other people. I know there's people out there that are wishing they could figure out some of this stuff. And just hang in there, Ginger and Tyler. You guys will be ready to draw by the end of the week. Have a good night.
You as
too.
well.
Thank y'all.
All right, night.
Night, everyone.